Super Retro Force.
Hello, and welcome back to another Sergmanx video. Today's video, we're going to talk about some Halloween-related ROM hacks and fan games that I came across. So let's dive right into it with some Castlevania. So you play as Mario, and this is basically a Castlevania game, except you're playing as Mario as you hear familiar Castlevania tunes and go through similar environments as you would in a normal Castlevania game, and even face unique boss fights. So this ROM hack is pretty challenging. It's not super long, there's only a couple of levels, but I think it's quite cool to see how this game unfolds the longer you play it. Definitely check this one out. Next up, we have Castlevania Revenge of the Fical, which is a ROM hack of Castlevania Harmony of Dissonance, and as you can see here, the main draw, for me at least, is the ability to play as Mega Man, which you really don't see Mega Man get crossed over with the Castlevania universe in a fan game perspective, but here it is. You can play as Mega Man, you can also play as Mario, and you can play as other Castlevania characters, such as Simon Belmont and the characters from Castlevania Bloodlines. And Mega Man plays like a dream in this game. The Mega Buster actually works quite well, and I'm really digging the gameplay. This is basically the same Castlevania Harmony of Dissonance that you're familiar with, just with the added twist with all these special characters you can play as. You should definitely check this one out if you are a big fan of the Castlevania franchise and or Mega Man, because this is a really cool ROM hack. Next up, we have Sonic the Hedgehog Halloween. This game takes Sonic the Hedgehog 1 and transforms it into a spooky Halloween experience, and it even has a 16-bit rendition of Pumpkin Hill from Sonic Adventure 2, so that's pretty cool. There is actually a new boss fight added into the first stage after you defeat the normal robotic boss fight, which is pretty cool. The second stage adds a little bit of a twist with the lava as you have to try to run away before it kills you, so I think that's pretty cool. And it kind of makes it not just a simple Sonic 1 reskin with the Halloween aesthetic. So if you're looking for a spooky experience for Sonic the Hedgehog 1, make sure you check this one out and grab all those Chaos Pumpkins. That's kind of interesting, but that's what Sonic 1 Halloween Edition brings to the table. I enjoyed this one a lot. Next up, we have Kirbys Halloween Adventure. It takes the basic Kirbys Adventure on NES and transforms it into a Halloween adventure. The color palette has been changed to reflect the autumn and the spookiness of the Halloween season, and the enemies have been changed to give off a creepy vibe to it. Nothing scary, because this is a Kirby game after all, but it's nice seeing Kirby's Adventure in a different way if you've played Kirby's Adventure to death, so seeing the game in a new light is quite refreshing. Nothing too crazy with this ROM hack here. It just gives Kirby's Adventure a new style, a new way to look at it, and a new way to enjoy the game, especially for the Halloween season. Check this one out if you haven't played Kirby's Adventure in a while and you just want to get reunited with a long-lost friend, but with Halloween. Next up, we have Resident Evil 1 on the Game Boy Color. This is quite an interesting game, as it never came out. Capcom decided to shelve the project, but a bunch of people came together to make this game in a playable state, and I think the results are quite nice. I would have definitely bought this game if it came out back in the day. I think Capcom was onto something here with Resident Evil 1 on the Game Boy Color. I think it's pretty faithful to the PS1 classic. The fixed camera angles and the tank controls are pretty effective in this game. Nothing too complex here. And even though the zombie deaths are a little weird as they drop to their knees, almost like they're waiting to do something to you, I think this is a pretty fun experience. And thanks to the power of the internet, everybody can now experience what Resident Evil 1 on the Game Boy Color would have looked and played like. Check this one out. Last but not least, we have the very impressive Resident Evil 2 running on a Game Boy Advance. This isn't an official product by any means. Capcom never had this actively in development. This is just from a bunch of fans who wanted to see if they could have a version of Resident Evil 2 running on the Game Boy Advance, and honestly, it's pretty damn cool to play. Sadly, it doesn't go too far. Once you get to the basketball courts in Raccoon City, the game kind of ends, you can't proceed, but this shows a lot of potential for what this game could have been. And these have been some cool ROM hacks / fan games that you should check out, but with a little Halloween twist. Thank you all for watching. As always, this has been another Sergmanx video. Have a good one and peace. If you enjoyed this video, give it a like and comment below your thoughts on today's topic. Please consider subscribing to the channel and hit that bell to be notified when the next Sergmanx video drops. Have a good one.